welcome to another episode of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs. Make your mark. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, and I'm here to bring you all the latest news in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. It's Thursday, September 24th, 2015. Let's get to it. By now, it's no secret that the bodybuilding world was less than enthused about the look five-time Mr. Olympia Phil Heath brought to the prejudging stage last weekend. But after a few days of eating, drinking, and replenishing some sorely needed fat and electrolytes, King Phil has rebounded and filled out his cartoonishly round muscles and now looks like he could win the Olympia for the next decade. Despite the criticism being hurled his way, the fact remains that Phil Heath is still the trendsetter in bodybuilding. And had he showed up looking 3D crazy like he is now, the conversation surrounding the show would have been totally different. And we find ourselves debating whether or not there's a real chance that he'll have 9 Sandows lining his shelves when he's finally ready to hang up his posing trunks. After 40 pro shows, 6 wins, and 5 Olympia appearances, it's with a bit of wistful sadness that we announce the retirement of one of the figure division's very best, our friend Titone. Late Monday night, Titone released a heartfelt message to her fans via Facebook and had this to say, quote, "It is said that when one door closes, another opens. I am standing in front of my new door, ready to turn the knob. This door leads me to assisting competitors with training, judging, promoting, and co-promoting more NPC IFBB events." Although her time on stage has come to an end, the legacy she leaves behind will continue on, and we want to wish her the very best of luck as she transitions into the next phase of her career. Less than 3 weeks out from making his long-awaited pro debut, Dusty Hanshaw is looking as big and nasty as ever. After a long, hard offseason, fueled by high hopes and heavy weights, one of the most intense men in bodybuilding is just a few days away from seeing a dream nearly over 2 decades in the making finally come to fruition. Each and every year, Hanshaw has managed to make solid improvements, rounding into a more complete athlete, and this year hasn't been any different. But whether or not those improvements will be enough to put him in position to battle for a top spot in his pro debut still remains to be seen. Victoria Dominguez is looking sharper than ever these days. After taking the entire season off, Victoria Dominguez is looking sharper than ever these days. After taking the entire season off last year, the former NPC USA champion has struggled to find her mark during her rookie season, failing to secure a top 10 placing in either of her 2 contests thus far. From a structural standpoint, Dominguez has the sort of eye-catching taper that immediately demands your attention. But at the moment, Dominguez is a bit of a tweener, not quite big enough for bodybuilding and not quite small enough for women's physique. But should she set her mind to really making an impact at either end of the spectrum, the competition should certainly be on high alert. It looks like our good friend Adrienne Ochoa is getting ready to jump back into action. After earning her IFBB Pro card earlier this year at the NPC Team Universe, the artist, better known as Spicy, has already left her imprint on a pro stage with one sizzling performance. As we saw last weekend on the Olympia stage, the bikini division is as tough and as deep as it's ever been. But if there's one lesson Ochoa learned on her way to the pro stage, it's how to work hard. And in a few short weeks from now, we'll see the fruits of her hard labor finally pay off, potentially this time with a big win. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by Iron Mag Labs. Make your mark. Check out ironmaglabs.com today. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passion. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.